first that we all wondered for the past month since the Olympic trials, really, who would be on the team. And I think things shook out the way you expected based on what happened in that open 400. When Allyson Felix gets the bronze, when Quinera Hayes doesn't break 50 seconds, looks like she's struggling a bit in the final, you figure they're going to run the big four, as we'll call them, McLaughlin, Felix, Muhammad, and Mo. That's precisely what they did. Sydney McLaughlin was a leadoff leg. She ran solid. Splits, I've seen a couple different splits, and I know the first leg and second leg are usually tricky to sort out because a lot of people have different in terms of where you take the split. But McLaughlin had them in the lead. Felix held them there. Muhammad blew it open basically with a 48.97, and then Athing Mu closed in a 48.3 for her split, which is one of the fastest splits in history. I saw a list from PJ Vizel's Twitter. It had her in the top 10 all time. They go 3:16.85, and that is the one of the fastest marks in history. 3:16.85. It slots in there at number 5. Two American teams have run faster, but nobody's run faster than that since 1993. So this was a historically quick race, Gordon. And you had talked about the world record before. Hey, the competition is going to be versus the world record. It's not going to be versus anybody else, which ultimately ended up being true. I was a little bit more hesitant with the world record talk because I thought Doha 2019, there was a chance at the world record because you had two women smash 50 seconds in the open four, and then you came in with McLaughlin and Muhammad, and they weren't really that close. So that just made me respect that record even more. So 3:16 is a really solid performance for Team USA, and the margin, it was not close. Poland second in 3:20, Jamaica 3:21, which of course the great irony here is we debate about who's going to be on the team, and then ultimately it didn't matter. When you win by 4 seconds, they had a lot of margin for error.
Yeah, obviously it didn't matter. They're so deep that even if two of these four were on the team, they still would have won. I am so thrilled that Athing Mu, she had like one shot, right? This was her one shot to tell US Team USATF,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I can be one of your 4x4 legs from now or till whenever I'm done, right? For the next 5 to 10 years. And if
Yeah.
she would have gone out there and like kind of like ran like a 50.0 or 50 whatever, I think they would have been like, maybe we shouldn't be trusting these 800-meter runners to be legs on our 4x4s. But the fact that she goes out there, runs an all-time split, 48.3, just gets me excited because that means she's going to be like has a permanent spot on that 4x4 now. And it's
Mm-hmm.
going to make her career that much more exciting because she's talked about wanting to do doubles, the 4-8 double.
Mm-hmm.
Now she could be in that weird realm where she can be collecting 800, 400, and 4x4 titles. And it'll just
Mm-hmm.
be a unique array of opportunities for her instead of just being, because typically you're a distance runner, you just have your one event and that's all you're in. Like, but now she's going to be back and forth between the 4 and the 8. She's always going to have a spot on that 4x4. It's going to be exciting to see Athing Mu these next like 4 years, especially, 22, 23, 24, 25. And I see how many medals she collects.
Yeah, and this was the perfect compilation of stars because you had gold medalists in McLaughlin and Mo. You had silver medalist in Muhammad, running as fast as she did in that final. And then, of course, you have the legend Allyson Felix, who just broke that record for most medals by a woman in history and by an American now. So you had just all of the storylines converging on this one team, right? You had old and young. You had people coming from different events. It was just it's what you want to see in a 4x4 where it's just not 400-meter run. Like that's the beauty of a 4x4. Anybody who's run track, even at like the high school level, knows it's fun because it's an all hands on deck type relay. You grab anybody from any event, whoever is the strongest at the end of the meet, and you put them out there and have them go. And you see here that the tweet from Nick Zaccardi, most Olympic track and field medals. So Felix goes past Carlos. We talked about this yesterday, and you actually prompted me, Gordon, to do a very Gordon thing. I busted out a spreadsheet because you told me we were going to talk later about the GOAT in terms of not just the Olympics, but in terms of world championships. So I made this spreadsheet where I'm like breaking down Merlene Ottey, Veronica Campbell-Brown, Fraser Price, Felix. I got like a column for Elaine Thompson-Herah just to like project like what does she have to do. So this whole medal count thing has gotten my my Google Sheets going here.
And as much as I like Nick Siccardi, I really don't like these like total medal counts because it involves relays, and like it like removes someone like Brittany Reese who can't be on a relay. Brittany Reese is getting what has like 11 global medals when you include out world outdoors and stuff like that,
Yeah,
with zero relay opportunities, right? So imagine if there's a
yeah.
long jump relay, maybe she adds another 5, right, and she's up to 16. So uh and then it's
Imagine
also,
if there was a
it's
long
against
jump relay.
throwers, it's against distance people, so
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
anyway.
It's not an apples. Yeah, it's not apples to orange. And then when you bring in the relays, it's tough because your success is predicated on 3 other people
Others.
getting around.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but it shows the longevity of the sport. To me, again, I go back to what I said yesterday. The most impressive Felix stat for me is medaling in an individual event in 5 Olympics. That jumps out to me. Oh, you were top 3 in your event for what 17 years it spanned now because we had the extra year added on at the end. Let's go to the men's 4x4, where there was a little bit more of a question, just because the men, these championships have had some underperformances. They've had some unlucky breaks. They've had a lot of silver. They did not have a gold